Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. By supporting me again in this video, just do me a favor, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because I've realized that sometimes you watch, you finish watching and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. Please like the video. Thank you so much for that like. Now, Kenyans, the newly reorganized Ruto's government faces a fresh fiscal and political test after the International Monetary Fund, IMF, called on the Kenya Kwanza administration to develop new tax policies to unlock billions of dollars in loans. This fresh call comes in a wake of recent turmoil, including widespread protest led by the Gen Z's activists against IMF-backed tax measures that resulted in dozens being killed by police officers. An IMF high-level team from Washington, led by, of course, they concluded a key visit to Nairobi from September 11th to 16th. They have emphasized that if Kenya wants these billions of money, they must introduce new tax policies to unblock billions of dollars in loans. Remember, immediately, William Ruto reorganized his government. We had a new CS of Treasury, that is John Mbadi. John Mbadi promised that he was going to ensure that changes are going to be felt by the common mwananchi, that he was not going to be part and parcel of conmanship in this Kenya Kwanza leadership. But now, Kenyans, as we speak, John Mbadi is being pushed. John Mbadi is being pushed to go and be part and parcel of introducing these new taxation policies to enable them unlock billions of dollars, in loans. But earlier on, remember John Mbadi said this.
The meeting that I had with the IMF was more like a courtesy call, but we went ahead to discuss even the upcoming meeting, the board meeting of IMF. Mm-hmm. Largely, our agreement now with IMF is on it is anchored on what we call revenue mobilization. That we need to demonstrate that we are able to sustain our debt service. And of course, you'll understand IMF, it is a bank. Yeah. It is a financial institution. It gives you money and expects it back. Yeah. So they would want to see if your economy has the resilience, has the capacity to be able to service the debts. But then in the process, they will tell you, we want clear demonstration that you are going to collect more money. And that is why sometimes I think we went to this trajectory of trying to show, give more tax rates, tax measures that clearly were not very popular with Kenyans to demonstrate to IMF that we could collect more money. But I think IMF have also realized that Kenyans have a right. We are in a society which is democratic. You can't just come up with policies that Kenyans don't agree to. Yeah. I would agree with. So my discussion with them was very clear that, remember, the finance bill of 2024 is off the table. The 2023 one, they had a concern that the courts had ruled, the Court of Appeal had ruled that act was unconstitutional. So they were like, then so what next? So my answer to that was, fine, if it will remain, we have already appealed, which now I think we are in a better position because the Supreme Court has given a stay.
Yep.
But I said and I mentioned that we are reforming KRA to collect more money.
Okay.
And I also mentioned that we already have a Finance Act of 2022. Even if 2023 falls, we can use the Finance Act of 2022 to still continue to collect revenue. And again, we need to enhance revenue collection without really changing the tax rates. And I have spoken to this a number of times, sir.
So as John Mbadi is claiming that this was an interview about 2 days ago, the dropped bill aimed at increasing taxes to meet IMF conditions, but faced fierce opposition from Kenyans already burdened by economic hardship. Does it mean that what happened earlier on, where the finance bill 2024 that was rejected and made William Ruto to withdraw it, does it mean that these individuals are bringing it back? Remember earlier on, I think last week, I analyzed a video here where John Mbadi is trying to propose to bring, propose the finance bill. Again, this finance bill that was rejected, they want to bring it back. But now the protest that subsequently erupted revealed deep-seated frustration among Kenyans, And so this group that was so annoyed by this character of IMF, where William Ruto was using their policies to squeeze us so that they can have more money and have loans. These Gen Zs. So in light of the William Ruto's appointed new finance minister, John Mbadi is signaling a potential shift, strategy, where Mbadi will be tasked with navigating shift in fiscal strategy to ensure that these new policies must work so that they can have money, because they don't have money. Must work so that they can have what? They can have money. But this will be a fresh test to William Ruto, who has faced mounting pressure to deliver on economic promises amid rising discontent, where they are busy looking for money. And now the new CS is highly tasked he has been tasked to ensure that these policies are going to work so that they can raise money. But despite the IMF team's constructive discussions, no new funding was announced following the Nairobi meeting. And so instead of the IMF reiterating its commitment to supporting Kenya in identifying and implementing effective policy reforms, remember, they are claiming that they are so committed to support the authorities on their effort to establish a framework that will facilitate the completion of revised or reviewed projects that William Ruto is having as soon as possible. But again, is this going to be possible? Because remember one thing, John Mbadi claimed that these are the circumstances that were not going to be on place if he was going to be the CS. But again, John Mbadi is bringing Finance Bill 2024 that was rejected. Again, he's back, navigating how they are going to seduce this IMF so that they can unlock billions of dollars in loans. That is what is happening. But again, are Kenyans going to accept this? Are you going to accept this? Because sometimes it is like a drama. It is like some individuals are confused. It is like now John Mbadi has seriously adopted this punitive leadership, or he has attracted this disease of loans left, right, center. I want to say I remember when John Mbadi was taking the leadership, I remember the former CS, Professor Juguna Ndung'u, immediately he handed over the office to John Mbadi. He claimed that high taxation is not going to develop this country. But while he was in that docket, before he handed over the leadership to John Mbadi, he never realized this. Or alikuwa anajua tu, but he never wanted to say it because he wanted to protect his job. The same to John Mbadi. After being sworn in, he has literally adopted this type of politics of Kenya Kwanza. Ladies and gentlemen, are you going to accept new policies that are going to enable Kenyan government to raise more money? But by raising more money, you must understand that high taxation is going to be retained. What do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till you meet in another video.